In the time before the Andals and the Dragon Kings, the first men claimed dominion over all of Westeros. Long before the Seven, they worshipped the old gods and made penance to the great weirwood trees through sacrifice of blood. Oft called Raventrees in those days due to the ravens who took up residence in them, these trees became a symbol for the old gods' faith. In the north, where many still worship the old gods to this day, those who would seek to rule have always held Winterfell as their seat of power. When the first kings in the north founded Winterfell, they drove out many of those living in the surrounding area, known as the Wolfwoods. Some fled to the south, settling in the Riverlands and forming House Blackwood. In reverence of the ancient weirwood trees, they built a keep around a large weirwood and named it Raventree Hall. But they were not alone. Another contingent fled east across the northmost fork of the White Knife and across the last river, settling near a particularly large weirwood tree in what is now known as Grey Edge. They too greatly revered the weirwood and took the name Raventree as their own. Although their house was small and not at all wealthy, their loyalty to the kings and wardens of the north never wavered. Until the betrayal of King Joffery I and the execution of Eddard Stark, the Raventrees had been headed by their lord, Ser Nelsor. Receiving a posthumous raven in Winterfell from Lord Jon Arryn, Ser Nelsor rode hard to King's Landing to warn Lord Stark of the Lannisters' machinations, never to be seen or heard from again. He is survived by his three sons, Rook, Robert, and Ryland. Hey guys, Brett from AstartesGaming here. Really hoping you enjoyed that intro. It took me a while to put together, but I wanted to do something special for this series because this is going to be a very special series. It's going to be very different, not only from our other Warband series, but from any other series we've done in the past, because I want this to be as interactive for you guys as possible. I've been following a channel, and I definitely recommend you check out this channel, especially if you enjoy Warband. It's 100% dedicated to Warband, but he does some really cool stuff on there, and the channel's called Arcade Night. And one thing he has done in the past, and I really enjoyed this, was he had a Clash of Kings series similar to this one, but he basically took characters that his subscribers invented and made them knights in his army or within his realm. And so I want to do something similar. We're not just going to use knights though, we're going to use just characters all across the board. So they could be knights still, but they could also be maesters, they could be engineers, they could be advisors. They can be really anything that our party could use, but I'm going to leave them entirely up to you guys. So you're going to create them. You're going to give me, something in the comments. The more detailed the better, because when I choose a character, I'm going to do a full background on them when they join the party. So it would be awesome for you to, flesh out as much of that as you can. If not, I'll flesh it out a little bit further. But I want to leave it mostly up to you guys, and then I would have whoever creates that particular character also be responsible for deciding what direction that character is going to go when they level up. So they might, start out as an engineer and progress more toward a combat side, or they might start out as just a simple warrior and maybe become a competent field surgeon as well. So I'm going to leave it entirely up to you guys, but I will choose not necessarily just the best characters, but also the characters from people who are the most, who participate the most in the comments. So the people who are, making suggestions on every video, the people who are giving advice, stuff like that, those are going to be the first people I pick. But the one requirement that I'm going to set in stone is that you do have to be a subscriber to have your character chosen. And I can check. I know if you're a subscriber or not, trust me. But I know most of you who are active in the comments already are, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, you do need to be a subscriber in order to get in on that. So if you're not already and you're watching this, definitely subscribe and feel free to just, don't spam the comments, but give me lots of good advice. Again, I'm going to kind of use what you guys suggest as like my war council, and you're going to kind of help shape the way this series goes. Now, we are playing Clash of Kings 2.2, as you could probably tell by all the logos for it I have all over the place, but this is a custom version of Clash of Kings 2.2. I went through and I rebalanced some of the armors. I rebalanced some of the weapons. There's no more spears that you can like whack people over the head with. All the spears are now thrusting weapons, because you could do like really weird stuff with spears in 2.2, like you can slash sideways and up and down, and it's kind of all over the place, and it looked really awkward. So I went through all of these spears are now thrusting weapons, all the pikes are now thrusting weapons. The halberds you can still slash with because obviously that's kind of a different scenario, but you can thrust with those as well too. Again, I rebalanced the armors, and then I went through and I tried to make the factions look as true to their TV counterparts as possible, because a lot of the armors in this game are based on what they look like on the television show Game of Thrones. And then I went through and I tried to model the factions' troops as closely to how the TV show and the book represents them. And so the North has a lot of pole arms, which the game already, Clash of Kings already sort of had represented. They had weird, like, war cleavers. Now they've got, like, longer spears and stuff. But yeah, so I've tried to go through and balance that. So far I have the North and the Riverlands 100% done. I'm currently working on the Stormlands and the Westerlands, but I'm going to try to do all of Westeros. I don't know if I'll touch any of, what's it called? Not Essos, the other continent, the one we don't care about. The one where all the Targaryens like to hang out. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to do that. So hopefully this has a little bit different flavor than any other Clash of Kings playthrough that you've watched. And then you may notice the hearts up at the top of the screen. That is how many lives, or how many wounds, that our character here can take. So I decided to go with 7. And again, I'm borrowing this from Arcade Knight as well. I want to give him full credit because these are his ideas. I'm just trying to use them in my own playthroughs in sort of a fresh way. He used 7. I'm going for 7 as well. Because it seemed like a good balanced number, and also it's sort of relevant in this universe because of the Faith of the 7 and the 7-pointed star. So I figured he would basically have 1 life for every god, although the Raventrees worship the old gods still, because they are very, very in touch with the Weirwood trees, as you can see on their house sigil here. This is the Blackwood sigil, but I think every sigil in the game is used by at least one faction, and this is obviously the best representation of our house, and it looks really, really cool, so I thought we would go with it. And I don't mind borrowing from our long lost kin anyways. So here's Rook. He is very intelligent and a competent warrior, but the best warrior of our 3 brothers is going to be the middle brother, Robert. As you can tell by his face, he looks like a pretty a pretty severe guy. He prefers the most direct approach to things. He's not dumb by any means. He's very intelligent, but he likes to go right at things and solve things the simplest way possible. He's got the heaviest armor of the 3, although we're all wearing fairly light armor in in the grand scheme of things. None of us have any plate armor yet. But he's got the heaviest armor. He's also got a arming sword and that big 2-handed axe on his back, and so in sieges he's probably going to be leading the way. I've also got a helmet for him, and I might get him a slightly better shield, although this one's not bad. And then we have our other brother, Ryland, who is the youngest. He, on the other hand, is more of a talker. He is a competent warrior, but he likes to use his words as well. He's very persuasive. And when it comes to combat, he's a little bit more balanced, where he is kind of a brute in combat. He has obviously the bow and arrow and his sword, and he's very good with both. I'm going to try to get him some throwing weapons as well, make him a very well-rounded character, but again, he's very persuasive. He prefers diplomacy to outright combat, where he is quite the opposite. But as you can see, the Raventrees are a very pale bunch. We're way out in Grey Edge on the sort of the wastes of the north, and they have very, very light eyes, like ice-colored eyes. So let's kind of jump out and take a look at where we are. So we are in the village of Grey Edge, as you saw from the intro there, and Grey Edge is like way the heck out here. The one positive to this being that it's very well protected in case the north gets raided. But it also means that we've got a long way to go to get to not only the 2 cities or the 2 major towns in the north, but to get to anybody else, it's a quite long hike. But luckily, our father was a very intelligent, very wise man, and before he rode off to King's Landing, never to be seen again, he made some very smart investments. The first thing he did was he commissioned a mill in Grey Edge, and so hopefully that will make Grey Edge a lot more profitable. Right now it's just a small little village in the middle of nowhere, and so we'd like to turn it into something to be proud of, and so to that end that's our first kind of goal. And then he also made some investments in the two major cities in the north. He built an ironworks in White Harbor, or is in the process of building one. It wasn't finished before he passed away. And he built, I believe, a leatherworks in Barrowton, and so hopefully those will help us fund the armies that we're planning to build. But as it stands right now, I don't think we have any income. Luckily, we do have a little bit of money to work with. We've got about 20,000 gold coins, and we'll probably put that towards some other investments as well. But you can see we have 635 gold coins per week that we're spending on our army, and our army is not at capacity, so it will continue to grow. But we're at 50 out of 111, so we can take 61 more men on. And our army is led by the three brothers, Rook, Robert, and Rylan. We have 25 veteran northern polemen, led by Captain Martin Snow. And then we have 20 veteran northern archers, led by the mercenary Garrett Longley. So Garrett Longley was a tournament archer who was caught by the people running a tournament when they found out he was cheating. He had basically been betting against himself and then throwing the tournaments, and so was obviously influencing results and unfairly making money, and so he was imprisoned for it. Our father bailed him out on the promise that he help train our archers and help lead them. And so obviously he's a very, very good archer. We don't have any longbowmen. The North aren't capable of fielding longbowmen, but our brothers to the south in the Riverlands can, and so we might recruit some of them to kind of complement these guys. These guys are very well armored though, and they are fairly decent with their swords. So while they're not the best archers you could come by, they're, you know, not the squishiest either. And so that's our army. I think what we'll need to do next is answer King Robb Stark's call to arms, because the Marshal is summoning me to, I think, White Harbor, and we're going to join them in our war against the Crown. You can see that the Westerlands have already taken Fairmarket and are continuing to heavily raid the Riverlands, just like what happened in both the book and the show. And so I don't know how much of the Riverlands the Westerlands are going to eat up, but we probably need to bail them out fairly soon. And so to that end, we're probably going to ride immediately south and grab as many troops as we can on the way to White Harbor. And then from there, we'll probably ride through the neck and maybe grab some Riverlands troops from whatever's not raided on our way through there. So I will see you guys in just a bit. Okay, so in one of the villages we were visiting along the way, it looks like some bandits had taken up residence and were terrorizing the villagers. So let's go ahead and step in on their behalf and get rid of these bandits. Oh, whoops, I forgot to re-equip my helmet. That's not a big deal. I don't think it'll really matter in this particular battle. If you guys could move, that'd be great. I want you to set up... I don't know, this is kind of an awkward battlefield. Oh, there they are. You know what, just go ahead and charge. Okay, let's swing back around. These guys have pretty cool shields. Oh, I didn't think I would get him. The sword's got pretty good reach. I quite like it. It's a very good sword. We probably won't need to upgrade for a while. It is our father's sword, as well as the shield being like the House Raventree shield. So the lord of the house carries this shield and this sword. Did we get everybody? Yes, we did. I don't think we lost anyone either, so that worked out fairly well for us. Come on. There it is. So no casualties. And I got 5 kills. Let's gain some honor. I'm going to refuse. And then we'll recruit... Oh, perfect. 6 men. Okay, so we're at, what? 76. I'm going to shoot for about 90 or 91 and leave about 20 spots open for... Oh, wow. You guys are already... Do we want skirmishers or elite polemen? Skirmishers have swords and shields, and they carry javelins on their back. So they're unique to the troops that we currently have. But the polemen are very good against cavalry. I'm not sure. Let's take some skirmishers. I think they'd balance out our forces pretty well. I'll put them right here. They'll be part of our secondary force. They are better armored. Yeah, not slightly. That armor is considerably better than this armor. They've got the same helmet, but they've got chainmail gloves, and it looks like they have the same boots. But again, they have swords, and they should have javelins. Let's take a look. Yeah, so they've got throwing spears. Let's see, 40 and 15. It's actually a lot better than my armor. Plated boots, the helmet of the north, kite shield, and an arming sword. So yeah, that is the skirmisher. Looks like I leveled up as well. So I'm going to take some intelligence and I'll throw it in... I think we'll go with trade, because income is always important. And then we don't have... Actually, you know what? Let's go back a second. I'm going to take intelligence. Let's go with surgery, because we don't have a maester yet. And so we are the closest thing to a doctor these guys will see. And I think we'll go with tactics, because that'll help us in combat. And then I'm going to put more points into one-handed and maybe pole arms. Okay, let's continue on our way. I think we're going to head to Bright Fog next. Oh, looks like we are being ambushed again. And I keep forgetting to put my helmet on. Where's my brothers at? I guess they're not going to help me in this one. Yeah, sorry buddy, my sword's longer than your axe. Where are you going? No, that's not gonna work. Ouch. Damn, I keep swinging too early. There it is. Gotta love that reach. Okay. We got some money for that too. And I think Bright Fog's going to like us a little bit more now. No? I guess not. Oh, I will take their levies nonetheless. And what's that put us at? 79. So we still need about 12 more, I think. Let's hit Woolfield. And then if we need to, we'll go to the Lock, or maybe one of these if we have to. Let's see. There's a couple lords around here. We need to talk to them, figure out where Andrew Lock is. I think we'll head for... Let's go for Wyman Manderley, since we know he's going to White Harbor. But yeah, there's plenty of places around here, so we'll find somebody, I'm sure. Let's see... Geese eggs, sure, eat them. Oh, it gave me 5 one-handed skill. Alright, so there's our ironworks. Let's, oh, we can recruit soldiers here, huh? White Harbor Knights. One of them. For 750? Sure. We'll have to take a look and see what they're like. There's not really anything here that I need. I should probably put that on before I forget. I could grab a second lance. Yeah, because they do break on impact, so I'll bring a backup lance. And then I do have this one-handed axe for when we get into siege battles. Although I'd love some throwing weapons if I could find them. I don't think we're going to find any in the north, though. I know that the Iron Islands have a lot of throwing axes. I don't know about throwing spears. I imagine maybe Dorne or something like that. Okay, I need to not spend so much. Let's try to remember not to do that. I'm already at 18,000, so yeah, let's be careful about spending. Anybody in the tavern? Anybody of interest? Manfred, who are you? Merely to pass the time in the tavern. Do any interesting people ever come here? Suppose Septim Germund is the man you'd talk to. Hear him tell it, he used to live a life of adventure down in the south. He's not here right now, but come back later. I'm sure you'll find him. Never far off when it comes to ale and wenches, even though he's a septon. Okay, we'll keep him in mind. I don't think... Let's see, townswomen, guards, some levies, sure. I'll take you guys. Yeah, 3 more. I think they cost a little bit more when you buy them here, but I guess that's fine. There's a bard. Another bard. Okay, well that's about it. Let's see, this knight. Oh wow, they're pretty heavily armed. Okay. I'll put him up here. And you're going to be in cavalry. So one thing I'm going to do is we're going to have cavalry, and then we're also going to have our retinue. And so they're not going to be like a king's guard necessarily, because we're obviously not a king. But the Lord has his own like guardsmen basically who are there to protect him. And so what we'll probably do is the 3 brothers will stay together as part of Rook's retinue, and then we might add a couple more guardsmen to that. But then we'll also need a cavalry division and a captain of our cavalry, and so that might be one character that we add on. Excuse me, I'm kind of stammering now. Obviously, we will also need like a maester, probably some kind of engineer, and as I mentioned before, advisors and knights and stuff like that. So just keep those in mind as you're thinking up characters. But yeah, we are going to need somebody to directly lead our cavalry, because I'm going to be taking up more of a general's type position. I am going to get involved in combat, don't worry about that. It's just that I'm going to try to play this a little bit safer, because I do have a limited amount of lives to work with, and I would like to keep Rook alive. I don't want to burn through all our characters here. But also, I just think it's more realistic that way. So let's talk to Lord Wyman and figure out where this marshal went to, because he was supposed to be somewhere in this area. Got a lot of people around. Gerald. I don't know what that's about. We'll talk to him in a second. Oh, we could have just talked to her. Let's see. Rook Raventree at your service. I'm Lord Wyman Manderley, a vassal of the North and Lord of White Harbor. I heard that you have pledged allegiance to our Lord King Robb Stark. Good man. Our Lord is a noble soul and rewards loyalty and valor with kindness and generosity. Let's see. Actually, do you have any jobs for me? No. Then I would like to know first where our king is. He's at Moat Catlin. Okay. So he's down by the entrance to the north, if you could call it that. And I would also like to know where our Marshal, Lord Andrew Locke, is. He's at Deepwood Motte. That's way, way in the north. That's like almost up by the wall, I think. More on like the western side toward Bear Island. And one last thing. What is the realm up to? Assembling an army. Okay. Right then. Let's be on our way. Okay. So let's see. The king is down here. It said he was near... Whatever it said he was near is not very near anything. Oh, he's somewhere between this and this, which is a pretty wide margin. Let's ride to Crow's Nest, I guess, and we'll grab some more troops on the way. But yeah, Deepwood Motte is way the hell up here. Oh, actually, it's not that close to the wall. It's over here. It was near Bear Island, though. I wasn't that far off. Okay, I'll recruit you guys. Only one. What are we at now? 90. Okay, so I want like one more guy. Where is the king? Oh. Huh. Accompanying Lord Andrew Locke's party. Okay, so we can just follow them. Let's grab some troops from here and then we'll meet up with them. But yeah, we'll just follow them. Okay. I'm going to disband quite a few of these guys because I only want 91. And so we'll leave 20 slots open for Riverland's Longbowmen, I believe. Okay, we've managed to join up with the Marshal's group, and so we're accompanying him now. There's a huge line of armies along behind me here. Looks like we have a lot of different lords of the north with us. The king does not seem to be one of them, though. Oh, there's the king right there. Let's actually see if the king has any work for me. Roose Bolton, that should be currently at White Harbor. We'll take it. I don't know if I want to abandon this group, though, because I might not be able to catch them again. Let's, I think I know where they're going. Let's ask him really quickly. Actually, you know, I'm just going to make a beeline for White Harbor. I feel like if we're fast enough, we should be able to get there and then come back and maybe catch them somewhere in the neck, which I believe is where they're headed. It sure looks that way. Yeah, I think they're going to head down here. But we can also ask, you know, where they're going. But yeah, I want to get this letter off and improve our standing with the king. Oh great, he's not there. Can we recruit any more knights? No. I saw somebody's banner. Donnell Hornwood. Damn, where did he go? I don't think the market's changed at all. No, it's all the same stuff. Oh, we need to give our brother that helmet. I keep forgetting. Okay. Robert, I've got something for you. Go ahead and throw that on. Perfect. Although your beard's kind of poking through it. Let's start riding back this way, and we'll have to track him down later. We've got a month to deliver it, so it's not urgent, but I hate leaving this off because once you lose them at their initial place where, you know, the letter is supposed to go, it can be very hard to track them down. Like, extremely hard to track them down. So I prefer to do it right out of the gate and get it out of the way, but it doesn't look like he's where he's supposed to be anyways, so it's no longer going to matter. Let's get you guys leveled up, and let's take... let's get you guys up to 25 again, and then I'll put some men into archers. No, where are you going? I need you down here. Oh, it looks like the Westerlands are about to take Maidenpool. Looks like the Riverlands may not be long for this world. I'm going to ride this way. I assume they're going to go through the crossing. That's the only logical way to go. I didn't see who that was. But yeah, we can recruit some guys at Fogfield, and then hopefully we can track down the rest of our realm. Okay, so as I went through the crossing, I spotted the rest of our party, so we'll swing around here, we'll hit Ramsford for some more troops, and then I think we'll follow them down to, I think they're going for Fair Market, at least that's what it looks like. Either that or they're gonna raid Hagsmire, but yeah, we'll grab as many troops as we can along the way. It looks like our, oops, oh nice, our investments are finally paying off, so it looks like we're making about 300 gold per week in each, slightly less than that. And then the rents we're getting from Grey Edge are almost enough to pay off all of our wages, which is pretty cool. It means everything else we get is pure profit. So we are making a little bit of money. We need to keep making investments, though, because this number is going to continue to grow as we fill out our party and as they become better and better troops. Let's see. I don't know where they got off to. Oh, they're sieging this. Okay. I'm going to recruit some men in Hagsmire, and then we'll join them. Hopefully we don't get run off by the Westerlands. Oh, I can't recruit from here. Because they're enemies, that's why. There's still Riverlands, though. Well, let's go join... Where is Lord Andrew Locke? He's in here somewhere. We'll just go ahead and accompany him, but I think that's where we're going to end it for today. We'll pick back up next time with this siege, assuming it goes through. And, yeah, I'll see you guys there. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I had a blast playing some Mount Blade Warband with you guys. It's been forever since I've gotten to play a Clash of Kings, but it's probably my favorite mod for Warband. And I'm really looking forward to doing sort of this unique playthrough with you guys. Again, don't forget to give me all sorts of characters and advice. Right now, there's not a whole lot to suggest. Obviously, we're just kind of going with whatever the realm decides to do. But that won't always be the case, so please feel free to make all kinds of suggestions. again, don't forget to like the video, both if you enjoyed that intro, if you enjoyed any of the gameplay, and if you want to see more of this series. And don't forget to subscribe to follow along as well. You also need to be a subscriber to get your knight or your character into the game, so that's another reason if you haven't already. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys back here for the next video.